Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Group Chat. We have a hell of an episode. I got two big things that I just want to mention. Number one, Reese Witherspoon just caught the bag of all bags.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about
big bag.
Because I'm going to be honest, I'm not quite sure what they paid for, but I'm happy for her.
Yes.
So I want to celebrate it, but I also have some questions.
Okay. You don't want that Nashville smoke.
I do not want the Nashville smoke. I love Nashville. I go there every year for Thanksgiving. I will be over at, what's it called? Draper James. See you there.
You don't want that Draper James heat.
No. And then, the other thing that I think I want to mention is we're going to go a little slow on the COVID content. We've been doing a lot of COVID content, so we'll kind of slow that down. But we're going to do a little bit of a throwback. This feels like 2019. We have a lot of stories about inappropriate touching. So I just think, let's forget about COVID for a little bit and let's go back to some creeps. Everyone ready?
Yes.
All right. Let's get into it.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hey, I apologize, especially to our listeners, because I know you guys probably don't care. But, in the effort of just keeping everyone away from germs and whatnot, even though I do not have the Delta, I still have a bit of a cold. And so I'm remote still.
Are you going to get tested again? Are you just kind of...
No, I mean, come on. If this thing beat the test twice, I did a back-to-back rapid and PCR. If it beats that, fuck it, man. Maybe it's Lambda. Maybe Lambda avoids PCR tests.
Yeah, I don't know about Lambda. Lambda is the sketch one.
But it is true. Everyone's sick.
Yeah, everyone
in the last month, everyone either got Delta or got sick.
Yeah.
It's so weird, man. Literally, I feel like everyone got one of the two.
Yes.
It'd be nice if we named all the colds too.
There's 18.
I like that.
I think there's 1,800 cold variants.
Okay, I want to know what.
Let's get to naming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
It sounds like great news for CNN.
Yeah, I mean,
Imagine
6
all the
million
tickers.
people got the parabolus
Yes.
cold
Imagine
variants.
the ticker. It would look like the stock market.
Yes,
It'd be like, this
yes.
one's up. This one's down.
40,000 people are sneezing right now.
As we speak.
Oh my God, that could replace all the Trump coverage CNN's missing out on.
6 million people with coughs today. When will we shut down this country?
Shut it down.
Coughing
They're dying
everywhere.
on the streets.
Coughing everywhere. People all over Manhattan are coughing.
Yeah.
Lollapalooza Cough Fest. Did you guys see, before we really jump into the hard-hitting stuff, once again, your guys' area of expertise, but a lot of action going on in the NBA. I mean, it looks to me like the Lakers are now the Olympic U.S. team.
So
why? They suck.
Well, I'm afraid. I mean, I think Anand said it. That's probably going to happen here too, right? How many stars can you have?
So it was an action-packed last week. We had the NBA draft, and then free agency started.
Who's the number one pick?
Cade Cunningham.
And where's he from?
Oklahoma State, and he went to the Detroit Pistons.
Cade Cunningham just sounds like a person that's going to be a superstar.
He's good.
Cade.
Yeah.
Cade sounds very Oklahoma.
And it was an amazing draft because the top 3 picks, people think any one of them could have gone 1.
Wow.
Because they're all that talented. So
I followed
and
the
USC, number 3, Evan Mobley.
Oh, wow.
Remember, we gave his dad an assistant coaching job, pay to play.
Yes.
We're really good at that at USC.
What team did he go now?
He is on the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Make his dad the head coach.
Woo!
Make his
age.
Make his dad the head coach.
Yeah, so that's a I can't have we ever had a draft pick that high from USC? Harold Miner was
DeMar DeRozan. Did he go to USC?
He went to USC, but he wasn't a top 3 pick, I don't think.
Okay.
Well, fight on.
I like
What about the Lakers, though? The Lakers, literally, it's all stars.
Yeah, so then free agency started, and at the night of the draft, the Lakers traded for Russell Westbrook. So it's his homecoming. He's from the Los Angeles area. He went to UCLA. So now
Is he still good?
Yeah, I mean, he's crazy talented, and he's still in shape. The problem is he's not the best shooter, and the NBA's moved towards shooting. So I think it's a split decision on how this is going to turn out. But, Carmelo just signed with the Lakers today.
What about him? Is he a little? He's a little old.
He's
right?
old. He can shoot, but he can't play defense.
The average age of the Lakers or the average age of my friends?
I mean,
That's
Older,
not good.
yeah. I mean, Dwight Howard?
Yeah.
How old's Dwight Howard now?
yeah, Dwight's, I think,
40?
35, 36.
I mean, yeah. I mean, this is an old ass team.
Oh my gosh, the senior citizens, man. High risk of COVID.
should
Keep those guys quarantined.
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, you got to realize when you have LeBron James as your centerpiece, he's making every decision.
Yeah.
It's the Lakers management is checking with him. Is who do you want? Do you want Westbrook? Do you want,
I'm surprised he wants all these old people.
Maybe that's all he knows. Maybe he's out of touch.
Maybe just he's going TikTok.
All he knows is high school and 40.
Yeah, I'm surprised Amari Bailey's not on the team.
You might as well.
Oh my God. But
Yeah. So I mean, so what do you think in all seriousness? Like when you guys see this roster, like is this like, oh yeah, this one's ours this year, or are you worried about breaking hips?
I think it's just health, right? If these guys can stay healthy, I mean, no one would have predicted the Suns get to the finals, but they played a bunch of teams with injured players and got to the finals.
I don't know. Yeah, Bucks look like the favorite to me again.
The Nets will be the favorite because if those three, Harden, Kyrie, and Durant stay healthy, we can all just go home.
By the way, speaking of sports, I was watching the Olympics last night.
Oh man.
Well, I have two comments. I don't know if you guys watched the 400 with the Norwegian guy.
I didn't watch that. I saw your text.
400-meter hurdles. Okay?
Okay.
White guy from Norway. This guy is the craziest, fastest dude. I mean, he looked like Usain Bolt. Like, it was insane what he was doing. Really? It was unbelievable race. He broke the world record. And I heard in Tokyo, it's very hot and humid. So to do it in those types of temperatures, I'm sure is even more difficult.
Right.
Then I watched the steeplechase.
What is that?
That's like where you jump over a
believe
hurdle.
that exists.
And then you jump over water. It's
insane. Like one of those shows on Nickelodeon where you do the obstacles.
It's literally like American Ninja Warrior is what it is.
Which, I mean, it was just insane. This race was just insane. But then the most impressive was, I think, the women's 5,000 meter.
Is this the girl who fell?
Yeah, so she fell in the 1,500 prelims earlier in the day and won and beat everybody.
Yeah, she fell on the ground, was in dead
with
last.
1 lap. It was 1 lap.
Sprinted and beat everyone.
She got up and smoked everyone.
And then she had a medal race, 5,000 meter, which she said that, she had hurt her hip already. She is laying back in the middle of the entire race. Last lap comes on. She is gone. She's from the Netherlands. I think her name was Safan Hassan. And I was like standing on my bed, like, let's fucking go.
And so she won the gold.
She won the gold. She like killed everybody else.
And that's the same girl who fell.
The
same day she fell.
So this girl's there's no contest. She's twice as fast as everyone.
Yes.
What?
I will say, yesterday, admittedly, was the first night I watched the Olympics. Since the Olympics started.
You know what it is?
At all?
Yes, because of track and field.
It's
blockbuster.
It's blockbuster.
I watched 3 semis of the women's 400-meter hurdles, and these 2 American girls just smoked everyone.
Yeah.
Like, no one even had a shot.
Yeah.
And I was just like, holy shit, this is impressive.
And then you just see, they have a clock at the corner, and it shows how fast they're going. Like, I was only paying attention on the women's, on that 5,000 meter. They were in 16 miles per hour.
That's insane.
I also think like there's nothing, if you're not going to fist fight, a good old fashioned race is just easy to understand.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Let's keep it basic.
Yeah,
let's all just race and punch each other.
Yeah, I mean that would be a great competition where it's a 5,000 meter race and you got to knock out. You keep running till everyone's knocked out, and whoever's still standing, it could be like 50 miles.
Or maybe like relay, but you get to a certain point, you fist fight real quick, and the winner continues.
You take the baton and you smash it over the person's head, and you keep it moving.
Yeah. And guess what? You know who's back?
Who?
Simone.
Oh yeah, I think she already.
Didn't she get the bronze?
She got the bronze today.
Oh,
in the balance beam competition. But then let's get to the disaster of the night. So, I'm a basketball fan. Everyone knows I love basketball. Team USA basketball is tipping off at 9:15. My mom texts D and I like, the game's on, US is losing. I'm like, okay, I got to watch. Like, I didn't even know the game was on. They're playing Spain. Spain is a pretty good team.
Okay.
Can't find it.
Well, you
Can't
knew it was on
find it.
Peacock. I talked about it on the podcast. I said basketball.
You said that
men's basketball.
I thought it was the early rounds. This is a quarterfinal game.
No.
That
It
was
was streaming on Peacock?
So I go on NBC, I don't find it, and then I have a TV that I just put up and don't know how to even find Peacock, and
Yeah.
I just literally was like, "This is so stupid! Like,
Yep.
what are they doing? This is it
Yeah.
was. I had it streaming on my iPad until I figured out how to get it on the TV, and then the
Yeah.
second half, I finally was able to watch it on the TV.
Yeah, it's just stupid, man. Did we win or no?
Yeah, Team USA won. Kevin Durant just put on a show and
Okay.
crushed it.
That's good.
So now they're in the semis, I think, against Australia, and Australia's a good team.
So I'll give you Peacock numbers grew over 50%.
Just last night?
Yeah, in the last like 30 days. It says over 90 days because driven largely by the Olympics. It has 54 million subscribers now.
That's crazy.
It's
Yeah,
also
What
that
does
is
that
really
churn
crazy.
to in October?
Yeah.
I don't know.
10 million subscribers.
Like, I'm likely going to forget, so they'll keep me.
I think most people forget. It's cheap. What was it?
$4.99.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think they kind of bank on the
Yeah.
forget dollars.
Yeah, there's a lot of forget dollars out there.
Yeah, that's the good thing about a subscription that isn't physical product that shows up at your door.
Yeah,
It's the gym
when you
membership.
sell air,
Gyms make money
Yeah.
by forgetting.
I know, but gym at least
Yeah.
you know it exists. This you
At
don't
least you
even know.
drive past it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then the other things you get, so like you get like a box of toothbrushes at your door, and you're like, oh shit,
I gotta cancel this. Yeah,
Peacock, you find out like 3 years later, like, oh, I should probably get around to canceling that Peacock subscription.
The disaster was U.S. women's soccer. They lost to Canada, second time not qualifying for the final since 1996.
wow.
To Canada?
Okay.
I can't believe
And
Canada
then,
wins
you know, the
anything
best
there.
part about the Olympic commentary is the right wing is loving when America loses.
Well,
No. Oh yeah, because it's like, you softy bitches.
Yeah,
See
you
what we've
woke,
become.
you woke bitches. Like,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
clips from Newsmax that are laughing when Team USA basketball lost the first
'cause
game.
they're very.
Oh God, what losers!
And then U.S. women's soccer,
Well, they don't
they took a victory parade.
because they don't like Megan Rapinoe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't like Megan
Oh,
Rapinoe.
because she's very outspoken.
Oh yeah. she's
Outspoken about social justice causes. They
Oh, my
honestly
God.
took a victory lap. I saw on Twitter, Clay Travis, you name it, just basically saying like, oh my God, so happy women's soccer lost.
Yeah, I got an idea. Why don't you get a bunch of far right whites in there on the team and see how you guys do?
They're supposed to be the patriotic wing of
That's-
the country.
that's why
I know.
That's why you just
I know.
America.
That's why you just
Stand
MAGA.
for that
What the fuck
flag.
is MAGA? MAGA is
You
Make
stand.
America Great Again. They're cheering
No.
America losing.
Not if you're gonna kneel. If you aren't standing, you lose.
There's no unity here. Come on.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
They're
well, yeah. Look,
such
I say
losers.
let's get Tucker Carlson versus Clay Travis and see who's more athletic.
I'd watch that.
Freaking
I'd watch that.
losers.
I'd
Yeah.
watch a boxing match.
I'd watch a race.
Clay versus CNN Cuomo.
Honestly, racing after seeing track and field again because you only watch it every 4 years. I would watch celebrity races.
You know that Logan
know-
Paul tried to do that and it like it tanked. That was his first attempt before boxing was like track and field day for charity with celebrities and he couldn't build the hype.
I think if Logan Paul raced, like who's fast?
Like a celebrity that's fast?
Yeah. Or even an athlete that's like an older
Like,
athlete that's fast. We'd watch
yeah,
it now,
older.
right now.
Yeah.
And do
Like Terrell Owens.
Terrell Owens, yes, perfect.
That guy looks insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrell Owens versus Logan Paul race. And do it
Yeah.
in Tokyo at the same stadium.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
I
I'd
mean,
watch it for
it's
sure.
that right. If you do that next week, everyone would watch that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm down
Isn't
for all
it
of it.
weird that track and field captivates the whole world for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
I guess gymnastics does too
Yeah.
for most part, but no one cares about it until 4 years later.
It's
that's
probably
true.
run by poor leaders.
Like I watched, so Noah Lyles is the 200 meter, I think,
Yeah.
world record holder for the the world record holder, and he's the star of the American track and field team. He's got personality. He's
Yeah.
got swag.
Yeah,
I'm watching his final. He's dancing. He's
Yeah.
talking shit. Like
yeah,
it was dope.
yeah. I don't know why.
I think it's kind of like, even though it's fun, it's not that fun, and the stakes have to be really high.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if the stakes are like you're the best in the world, you're like, okay, I'll check that out. But if it's like, who's running fast on a Tuesday, you're like, nah, I'm cool.
What's your TikTok following? Then I care how fast you are.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see you race Bryce Hall.
Yeah.
I'll check.
Fastest TikTokers in the world.
I'm into it. I'd watch that.
Yeah.
I want to know who the fastest TikToker is.
I would watch that too.
Yep. Okay, you guys ready for some news?
Yes.
Let's jump into some pop culture / business. Reese Witherspoon you know what? This is our bag alert.
Reese Baggerspoon.
Oh my gosh, she just caught a bag. They just backed the Brinks truck up. She has a women-centered media company, which is known as Hello Sunshine.
Yeah.
This thing sold for nearly $1 billion. Now, I am sorry that I'm going to come off like a hater right now because I'm not. I love Reese, America's sweetheart, Southern, love it all. But what do they make?
White, blonde. We like that, right?
Get it. I get it. Like, I don't want them coming for me, right? But what the fuck does Hello Sunshine, what do they make? What shows?
So they produce, it's part of Reese Witherspoon, and her husband's also a partner. And this guy, Seth Rodsky from Strand Equity, the three of them own this company. And her husband is, I think, a former CAA executive agent. And they produce TV shows. So they do the morning show. They do Big Little Lies.
But produce. So like a production fee.
Yeah. And then they do... and then the IP that they own that's being listed is the Hulu show Little Fires Everywhere. And
okay, that's a big
So that's a big show. I mean, I'm not. I've seen the ads. I don't know what it's about.
My mom loves it.
Okay, great. So
which makes sense because she's a big Reese fan.
Okay, so and she has a clothing line, Draper James, which this is not included in the deal. I believe.
Let me tell you what. I've been there in Nashville, and it's
Poppin'.
it's supreme.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the Amiri store.
Yeah,
I love it.
Very different style, but yes.
yes, very different style.
But and I believe she has a website as well. So she has all these different businesses. This is just the production angle, and it was bought by a company backed by Blackstone and ran by Kevin Mayer, who was the former TikTok CEO for a hot 2 weeks.
Oh yeah,
his reign and CEO was like a TikTok video. It was like here,
nice and short.
Nice and short.
It's our TikTok career.
You too,
His whole career was filmed in a TikTok video.
Yeah, exactly. And he bailed and somehow convinced Blackstone to give him $2 billion to go build a media empire. And the first purchase they made, apparently they were going after Scooter Braun's Ithaca Holdings. That didn't happen. So they went after Reese Witherspoon's. I don't even see how in any world this is worth. Congratulations, Reese Witherspoon, bag alert.
Congratulations.
But even if you you don't own Big Little Lies, you don't own it outright at least, and maybe you have some ownership in these shows. But what's the bet here that Reese is going to create the next set of shows?
Yeah, exactly. I think the bet is content. There will be more money spent in content in the next 5 years, probably by multiples of what was spent in the last 5 years. I mean, if Peacock has 50 million users, they need shit to put on there.
They need a Reese show.
Yeah, they need a Reese show.
Yeah, they got to keep those subscriptions.
Yeah.
So I think the bet is they're just going to get bags. Netflix gives a bag. Disney gives a bag. Peacock gives a bag.
Yeah.
Apple gives a bag.
I'll tell you, anything Reese Witherspoon is, I watch.
She's great.
Yeah.
What do you think she took home?
Because it doesn't sound like she raised a lot of money.
No, what do you?
So minimum 200 million?
No, I think
more.
It's her husband, and this guy Seth Rodsky. They probably own a third each. Who else?
I can get some.
So her and her husband probably got $600 million.
I can get some inside baseball on this. I'm going to make a text, hopefully by the end of the episode, who knew the company really well.
Yeah.
A handful of years ago. But I will say the same person told me, he listens to the pod, I won't say his name, that Reese is like a serious business person. Like the day after, I think it was the Golden Globes, he had a meeting with her and it was like all day. It wasn't like she partied or whatever and couldn't wake up and like just literally just grinded the next day after the Golden Globes. And he was like, holy shit. Like most people after the Golden Globes, you go to all those parties, you're like, I need a day off. And she was just grinding.
Well, I think that it's undeniable. Like if you told me Reese Witherspoon is really focusing on her media company and it will be worth $3 billion, I'd be like, yeah, I believe that. But it just doesn't seem like, because I know Little Fires Everywhere is like a big IP, and I don't know whether they do like any sort of merch or books or like all this other stuff. I'm sure it's very valuable, but it's just more surprising that with the lack of proof already in the market, you're catching a B.
So in one of the articles that I read about Hello Sunshine, they also mentioned Spring Hill, which is Maverick Carter, is rumored to be selling for $750 million.
Wow.
Talk about OHIO.
What they could buy Ohio.
What has
group.
Spring Hill owned?
A show on HBO, The Shop.
The Shop.
So Shop's worth $750 million.
Can you imagine?
Oh my God.
I'm telling you, I was actually texting Anthony this earlier this week. I think LeBron, Maverick, and Rich are each going to be independently billionaires.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
They're
Who
so
did that
young.
Naomi Osaka documentary? Was that Spring Hill or was that
It was on Netflix.
It might have been
right?
It was. I think it was LeBron. Was it undisputed or whatever?
Uninterrupted.
Uninterrupted. Sorry.
Okay.
Because that's a really good documentary, by the way.
Is it?
Everyone should check that out.
I mean, if they get a $750 million bag for Spring Hill,
And they haven't done anything yet.
that's good for them.
I mean, I'm sure they have movies in the pipeline that value
Yeah, I'm sure
cash flow.
Space Jam was,
But let me just give you another angle and tell me if you agree. If you have just bags on bags on bags, and you see how the world is going, which is A, content, and B, like very driven by, like Spring Hill, for instance, like there's going to be a lot of opportunity for the type of content that they make to live in the world. In some way, like getting it for $750 million now might end up looking like a genius investment in 5 years when like they just have nonstop shit. Like it's kind of like seeing where the world is going.
Yeah, I guess, but you're betting on their...
It's no different than, a growth stage company that gets $750 million.
Yeah.
Like we're banking on you being able to produce future cash flows.
Yeah, sure. Except you're purely basing on their ability as creatives to keep nailing it every single year. Whereas like when you build a product or a software, there's like a lifetime value. I
think the thought is like we can staff it with all the best writers in the world.
Yeah.
It's the face and the place you live in the marketplace that's priceless.
Yeah. I mean, that just tells you, I'm sorry, but Alex Cooper is the most underpaid piece of talent.
I agree.
Yeah. If Reese, no disrespect to Reese Witherspoon, I'm happy she got $900 million.
Be careful. You will never be in Tennessee again.
Yeah. But Alex Cooper should get 500.
Yeah, but I think wasn't hers like 60 million for 3 years or something? Like, I don't think it's outright. I think if she continues to kill it for the next few years, she will go on to, like, the next deal will be 200.
Because she should be doing TV shows and movies too.
I agree.
Like, why not? She has the audience. So if she goes, I'm launching a dating show, you don't think the entire audience is going to watch it?
People just still don't understand, like, the world of social media.
Yeah.
Like, they understand Reese Witherspoon.
So I think Nas and Anthony are going to get a bag with mass appeal.
100%.
He has a line. Movies and music, sign with us.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want movies and music?
Apparently a lot of people. Everyone wants.
Yep. Okay. Well, congrats to Reese.
Yeah.
Bag alert. Okay, let's give a not congrats. Andrew Cuomo. I guess I'm kind of out of the loop, but it seems to me like the only time I really hear the name Andrew Cuomo anymore is tied to some sort of aggressive sexual behavior. It seems like now the attorney general is now involved. There's like real, cases bubbling up. He won't step down. What's happening in the world of Andrew Cuomo?
So the attorney general released a 168-page report this morning saying in large part that he's harassed with sexual comments or touched 11 different women, and she's about to press charges. I don't think the charges are formally been pressed yet, but they're just saying that this is like the claims.
11 different women? What the fuck are you
11
doing?
different women, and then...
And touching?
Yeah.
And then Cuomo had a statement pre-recorded that he released, because I'm sure he knew this was coming out, saying it was politically charged and he didn't do anything wrong. And then just has pictures of him kissing random people and saying, that's just my personality.
I'm just a casual misogynist.
And
I mean,
now
that's me. That's just how I am.
Is that illegal?
You gotta love me for it.
And
I
then-
like to touch a little butt every now and then.
and just
tap.
saying some
Tap, tap,
affectionate
tap.
verses.
Welcome to Andrew's office.
So he's up for re-election next year. You have now both Democrats and Republicans calling for him to resign.
Sounds like he will be the next president of the United States.
There you
I mean,
go.
it fits the resume, checks all the boxes.
Oh my God, sexual
Little
charges.
handsy.
Yeah, little handsy.
Handsy, check. Aggressive, check.
Sound-
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think before it did kind of sound like, I don't know, some claims you can't really tell in this day and age, but like this is the real deal.
Yeah.
This isn't just
Yeah,
some
typically,
random claims.
I mean, look, we don't have any info on the actual what transpired, but typically when there's smoke, there's fire.
Well, if you're taking it to that level, that's what gets me. Like if you're lying or exaggerating or it doesn't quite check out, you're not making it to the attorney general, and you know what I'm saying? Like it's maybe there's some claims made or whatever, and then they kind of die off. This to me feels like, okay, there's no way you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
If there's 11 and it's at this level and also touching.
Yeah.
And there's a Democratic state assembly member that claims already has impeachment articles written.
Wow.
It bums me out because I will say through in the beginning of COVID, he was a real likable guy.
So
he was doing his little press briefings. He was saying, we will not, blah. I was like, you know what? I trust this guy.
Yeah.
And I guess that's where probably people go wrong.
what's his bro gonna say tonight on CNN?
He gotta gloss over it.
You think
He knows
addressed
how
it?
to, he knows when to talk and when not to.
If he did it,
the bro.
then we're gonna have to address it.
We're going to have to address it. And you better believe we will address it.
Yes.
You think that's the play tonight?
Yeah.
Let's go to the death counter.
Yeah.
People still dying.
So Delta variant is ravaging through.
You think you're safe with the vaccine? You're going to die. Okay, well, not good all
What's
around.
up with the New York Times now pushing a lot of bullshit?
What
What is it?
They're just being very aggressive on like also saying what's happening to vaccinated people. And
They need to keep the subs up.
yeah.
You got to keep the subs up. People are using a really, what looks to me, sorry if I'm wrong here, but like a very deceptive statistic, which is amount of people vaccinated in Israel in the hospital, which like 90% of Israel above 18 is vaccinated. So the numbers look like it's equal. If you look at hospitalizations, vaccinated, unvaccinated, they look equal. But 90% of the country or something obnoxious or something crazy is vaccinated. So there's a lot of just fishy. I mean, I'll tell you what, you spend an hour on TikTok and hover over one vaccine video a little too long.
Can you send me one? I haven't seen it.
Absolutely. Oh, I don't know what I did wrong. Mine is full of it.
So, I mean, if you looked at the media headlines over the last month, you would think everyone's dead
Yeah.
with Delta.
You would think subscriptions would be down.
But
Yeah, no, they're all on Peacock. They're not dead.
but then Axios this week reported that breakthrough cases are in sub 1% of vaccinated people.
Yeah.
So that means not even hospitalizations. Forget hospitalizations. 99% of people who have been vaccinated with Moderna or Pfizer have not gotten Delta.
That's crazy.
I'll tell you what, I put it to the test last week. Stayed strong. You guys made it through Vegas. Look at us.
Yeah.
We're spokespeople.
Yeah. Insane.
Okay. Next up, Lon, and you're doing well now. I was going to ask if you regretted leaving the banking industry, but I know the answer to that. We just talked about you getting a new TV, which you're having trouble hanging in your new home. Goldman Sachs has decided to. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. I didn't say anything that you didn't already say.
I just said I was trying to get Peacock on my TV.
No. You said I got a new TV. I got a new home.
Yeah, and you're peacocking.
You said in my estate that the help wasn't there to hang the TV. That's what you said. But good news for the newbies in the banking world. Goldman Sachs has decided to boost the pay for their first-year associates by 30%, bringing that amount, which I know these guys work hard and are very well educated, but first-year associates, $150K.
Yeah.
I mean, not a bad gig.
So first year analyst will start off at 110,000. Second year, 125. That also, you still get bonused out on top of that.
Yep.
And then first year associate, which is effectively your third year, it will be 150 plus bonuses.
Performance bonus.
Yeah.
Is this in response to sort of all of the bad backlash that they got about how hard these
No, I
men and
think
women
it's
work?
recruiting talent because
I think it's both.
Investment banking 17 years ago when I did it, was it 17? 15, 16 years ago? I don't know. It's fucking old.
A different era.
Yeah.
Different.
It attracted
The best.
the smartest kids.
Yeah.
It no longer does. Like if you're 21, 22, did really well in school, why would you want to go into investment banking? Now you can go into all these different areas. You could solve climate change and still make a bag. You could solve like software and make a bag and actually have impact on the world. Right?
I mean, hop on Robinhood and make a bag.
Yeah.
So I think they're just a lack of talent. I actually had a call with someone that I did investment banking with who's still doing it.
Yeah.
15, 16 years later. And he said the analysts just suck.
Yeah.
He's like, it's not like when we were there where analysts were just putting out great work. He's like, these kids suck.
Yeah,
I
why
still
would you want to
think-
do it? It sounds like becoming an up-and-coming actor, like we talked about.
I
Why do it? Start a social media page.
I still think
But
you
here-
get very, very smart people in banking, especially at the analyst level. Like those are some of your best and brightest. It may not be as what the talent was because technology has come and taken a lot of that. Because reality is if you go to a high-flying startup and you're coming out of Stanford or Harvard, you're getting probably close to six figures equity, and no fucking way you're working 100 hours a week.
Right.
You're probably working 50 hours a week.
It depends. Like the early Uber guys were cranking.
But that's different because their leader was equally aggressive and
if you're going to live in a nice place, that's $3,000-$4,000 a month.
180 you're broke.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And welcome to Bubble Talk. Here's the question. Do I have to go to the office?
At Goldman Sachs, you sure as hell do.
Is this WFH? Am I WFH in my way to 150 or no?
I don't think in New York City you are. Not in New York City. Maybe in these other second tier banking cities like LA and San Francisco, but in New York, those guys are making you come to the office.
Yeah, you have to go downstairs with your boss, get the
bagel.
Get the bagel downstairs.
Gross.
Then go to the deli. Then
I'll be on Reddit.
Yeah.
No chance. Yeah, I get it. Okay. Well, also it does seem like there was a lot of bad press about how like these people were overworked and stuff. So maybe it's a response to that, which, you know, is great.
Yeah.
Okay. How about Afterpay? So Afterpay is one of these services that lets you, you can buy something like on an e-commerce site. You can buy now and you can make payments.
Yep.
There's a whole bunch of these companies that popped up over the last, I'd say 5 years. You saw a lot of them. We as e-commerce business owners started getting hit up nonstop by them. QuadPay, there's a whole bunch of different ones. But Afterpay in particular just caught a bag.
Yeah.
Because Square has decided to buy it for $29 billion. And I have a feeling they're paying all up front.
Imagine if they did that. We'll give you 29, but it's going to be
installments over the next 20 years. Good luck.
I mean, so buy now, pay later is one of the most fascinating things in the last couple of years. So I remember when all of these companies started coming on board, I understood that like, yes, this is an incredible experience for the consumer, but I was like, it's not that great for the brands because we're paying like freaking like whatever. I don't remember at the time, probably 5%, 4.5% versus whatever our credit card processing rate on our normal transaction was. You clearly saw a lift in conversion. You clearly saw a lot of customers loving it. I think at one point, one of our sites, like a third of all transactions was QuadPay, Afterpay, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
So this clearly had a humongous impact on American e-commerce. It's basically replaced billions of dollars of credit card processing fee at a higher rate with, I don't know what the default rate is, but pretty minimal risk. Right? Because my guess is if you default on a Quad or Afterpay, they just screw your shopping life up.
Yes.
So I don't think there's that much of a default rate. I could be completely wrong, but I guess the next year will be the best example because it's going to be a tough year for a lot of consumers. So they've just stolen hundreds of billions of dollars of credit card processing over the last 5 years. And these players are humongous. Klarna, Afterpay, QuadPay, Affirm. One's bigger than the next. It's insane to me how big these companies are, but they're effectively clever credit card processing.
29 billion is a staggering number.
It's huge.
Staggering. What happens now? Like, does QuadPay also get acquired? Like, is this the sign of the industry being very valuable and people need to snatch it up? Or is this sort of like Afterpay rose to the top and they're going to get this insane acquisition and the others probably aren't? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I think QuadPay already did. I think there was part of a reverse merger or a SPAC. You have to look that up, but
so everyone's getting a bag.
Yeah, and I think I think Zipco Limited is part of QuadPay now.
Got it.
Or QuadPay is a part of Zipco.
29 billion.
So in the interest of Tim, this is when if we had government officials that were smart enough, you should probably look into this acquisition. When Square is $1 trillion company and they control the whole stack, and everyone starts complaining about, oh my God, Square owns my life, and they're not even going to look into this.
It's way above their pay grade.
Well, there we go.
And Jack just is going to quietly.
Jack's just working on Bitcoin down in Nigeria or wherever. Where did he move to?
It's such a good cover for Jack to talk about Nigeria, Bitcoin, so no one thinks this is nefarious that he bought a $29 billion Afterpay company.
Yeah, I'm not fooled by that beard.
It says, this company doesn't even do a lot of freaking
I'm telling you,
revenue.
There would be zero chance Facebook would be allowed to buy WhatsApp for $19 billion today because of how much they control of people's data.
Yeah.
Why are we allowing a $29 billion acquisition in fintech?
I mean, Square is on our rampage, one with their stock price. This is an all stock deal. Whatever. It's good for them. The stock's on fire. It's liquid. They are making so many bets in crypto. They bought Tidal. I'm unclear where that still.
The title was just to get the invite to Jane Bay's yacht.
That was the Hamptons.
No,
That was the Hamptons
I think
res.
it's a cultural play. I get it.
I think it's a social play. It's the same reason Yucaipa bought Sean John so that Ron Burkle could hang out with P. Diddy.
Yeah, that was a good move.
Yeah. Paid him $200 million, got a party with him.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Jack's making moves, man. Don't be fooled.
Yeah.
But
Don't be fooled by the
long beard and
why
crypto.
isn't
coin
there?
obsession.
Imagine this is why you lose faith in government, because if it was a consumer-facing product that everyone understood, like if Facebook bought Snapchat right now for $100 billion, people literally there'd be a war on in the streets.
Yeah.
Well, they just don't understand it, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that it? I mean, isn't it literally that's it?
That's
Yeah. I mean, think about it from this perspective. So Square has a disproportionate amount of these new small businesses and their credit card processing. They now have the buy now, pay later function, which a lot of folks have. Shopify has it too. I would be watching Square and Shopify's every fucking move. Even Shopify.
Shopify is a Canadian company that's going to eat everyone's lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, we just snitched. So we're the Tekashi 69 of big acquisitions.
Of cloud computing.
Tekashi 69 billion.
Quick shout out to all the group chat Cathys that are Menslo Club members, because this month we have such a special package. It is probably the best denim jacket I've ever seen. And luckily, if you're a member in August, you get to receive that in your package. If you haven't signed up for Menslo Club and you're interested in this denim jacket, go check out either our YouTube or our Instagram. Check out the stretchiness, the comfort, the softness of the fabric, the perfect fit of our new denim jacket that is available to all Menslo Club members this August. If you're interested in signing up, use the code group chat and let them know you want that denim jacket this month.
Are you wearing the denim jacket?
I am wearing the denim jacket.
That's what I thought.
It was so comfortable. I felt compelled to do this ad.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, It's much nicer.
I was wondering when you walked in with a denim jacket, what your deal was.
I might become a denim jacket guy now.
I actually don't mind it.
Yeah. I see you walking around with a denim jacket once in a while.
The one with the initials from the...
I'll put initials on these for you.
Yeah, please.
Okay. There we go. Let's get back to the episode.
Okay, what about NFTs? I haven't heard anyone talk about NFTs lately. Once again, could be out of the loop. It seems like it's not nearly as hot as it once was. But Louis Vuitton's jumping in the game. Am I wrong? Are these things hotter than ever? What's the word?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the NFT craze has slowed down. Louis Vuitton is making a mobile video game with embedded NFTs. And it's just going back to like talking about how important gaming and that crypto world is just for popular culture. And when you think about historically, luxury brands have always been on the cusp of popular culture, and where everyone else has always, like when hip hop became like the dominant music force in the late 90s, early 2000s, it was luxury brands that embraced hip hop culture first, not mainstream American brands, right? So like
who though?
Like I remember when Pharrell was in a Louis Vuitton ad. Like that shit was...
No, but like wasn't first like kind of like the Echoes and the Fubus or...
Sure. So those are brands started by those people. But like...
True, got it. So you're saying it wasn't like the Gap.
Yeah, like Gap just put LL Cool J in an ad making him wear Gap. They didn't actually embrace hip hop culture the way that, like they let Pharrell be Pharrell wearing his look in a Louis Vuitton ad. I remember seeing that so vividly. I was like, damn. Hip hop is here. You have these guys now, like the faces of these brands, and those luxury houses have always embraced like the culture way earlier before everybody else. And even with gaming, like gaming is obviously just massive. It's bigger than most industries at this point. But like think about it, like why doesn't like Gillette just pay fucking FaZe whoever millions of dollars to be the face of their? You want to get young people. Even Dollar Shave Club or any Harry's, why aren't they paying gamers? If you want to get young kids to use your product, like especially young males, who is bigger to young males than gamers? That's it. And so the fact that Louis Vuitton's like Gucci already in on it with Roblox and whatever they're doing there. Louis Vuitton's making a game. They're embedding NFTs. They understand the importance of this culture and how impactful it is.
It reminds me of Fred from Coinbase, one of the founders of Coinbase, who now runs a massive crypto fund called Paradigm. I was at a dinner with him, I think 3 or 4 years ago, and he said the future of the world, and he said this with like complete confidence, it's the convergence of gaming, crypto, and streetwear and hip hop culture.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to be on the forefront of that.
It's happening. It happened.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's all we talk about, really. I mean, all we're talking about is like streetwear adjacent things, and then crypto tech. And
gaming.
It makes total sense.
And
I think we need to talk more about gaming.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I think we might need a new guy. Are you a gamer?
Oh yeah.
What do you what do you play with? What do you play with besides yourself?
Nice.
So sorry.
What's your favorite? What's your game of choice?
I haven't played much recently, but growing up, Call of Duty was my thing. Like FaZe Clan, like all that. I was in the scene.
FaZe.
How do you do the FaZe?
There's a little F like this, yeah. But yeah, that was my scene. I was like 13, chopping up videos and just making little clips, montages. It was fun. Yeah.
You know what's funny is when we were in high school, it was cool to figure out how to do bloods with your hand. Is that like similar to the FaZe?
Yeah, FaZe.
100%.
Yeah.
It is exactly that. No one's doing all this shit anymore.
It's just a quick, simple FaZe.
Much work. Yeah, just phase up, dude.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, well, I agree. I completely agree with that statement. And yeah, man. I mean, props. It's funny because I don't think about these luxury brands as like being that on the cutting edge, but I guess a lot of them really are.
Yeah, I mean, you guys just partnered with Valentino, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Where's the Gap? They're not hitting you up. It's Valentino.
They're not hitting me up.
Exactly.
I haven't heard from them.
Exactly. Like luxury brands from a marketing standpoint are by far the most creative.
Yeah.
Like they do push everyone wants to, think that they're these old heritage brands that move slow, but they're so big. By the way, Bernard Arnault became the richest man in the world again today. $188 billion richer than Jeff Bezos.
How do you think that works? Like, do you think a secretary says, like, congratulations?
I think he has just a monitor in his office that's calculating his net worth, and he goes, I'm richer than Bezos
It's
today.
just like all three of them, and they just sort of
It's like a
alternate.
race, It's like,
Yeah.
I mean,
You should just have, like, if I was him and I was that rich, I would have, like, a digitally made, like, like a little, like at the fair where you squirt the water gun and the little boats make their way across the, I'd do something like that. And I would just see where I'm at.
By the way, there's no one close to them. There's just the two of them. Elon Musk is like $60 billion less.
Oh, he fell off?
Yeah, he's not even in the same zip code.
Oh, no. Which is the moon.
I'm curious to see, who do you think 10 years from now would be the richest person in the world? It's got to be someone in crypto.
New guy.
I think crypto.
New guy. Yeah, I think, but we'll never know because crypto people don't talk about their money.
But once it becomes,
It'll be, what's his name? The guy that I love. Ethereum guy.
Vitalik.
I feel like he's just going to give it all away.
He just gave $1 billion to India over the summer.
I think he just gives everything away.
whatever,
I don't
6
think he
months.
cares about money.
No.
So he's not the guy.
Okay. Well, listen, I mean, he is the guy in the sense that apparently in the first half of the year, Ethereum trading volume beat Bitcoin.
It's crazy.
So maybe he is the guy. And we know who he is. He's not this shadowy Satoshi character.
Fake news character.
This fake news might be Vladimir Putin type character. Just kidding. I'm kidding. But there is like a very well-known, maybe Daniel Pena or something Pena, who's like a motivational speaker guy. And he's standing very strong on a platform of Bitcoin was founded by Vladimir Putin. And
I saw that.
And once everyone realizes it's going to zero. And he has like his little like followers that are like, yeah, it's Vladimir.
Everyone sends me that video. That video, the confidence this man has is just he's a sociopath.
Yes. And I think that he missed out on the craze. And so he's literally like, it is owned by Satan. No one, if I don't have it, no one has it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So putting things into perspective, someone compiled the data over 28 major exchanges worldwide. Bitcoin's trading volume for the period of being the first 6 months of 2021 was $2.1 trillion, up 489% from $356 billion over the same time last year. Ether did only $92 billion in the first half of 2020, did $1.4 trillion the first 6 months of 2021.
That's insane.
That is insane.
$1.4 trillion freaking dollars.
Yeah, I'm betting on Vitalik.
Yeah.
That's the guy. That's the future Bernard Arnault.
I mean, it has to be. This is insane volume. Yeah.
insane.
Who the hell is trading this much?
Anand, what's accounting for the rise in interest? Because it seemed to me like Ethereum was almost, I know I'm probably going to get whatever for this by like crypto people, but like it was like Litecoin to me like a year ago. Like it was just like another coin. And now all of a sudden there's like all of this crazy new interest.
Because I think in the last 24 months, there's actually applications being built on the Ethereum protocol, which didn't exist kind of 5 years ago. And like everything you hear the word DeFi, which is like hundreds of billions of dollars, is all being built on Ethereum.
Got it.
So Ethereum is, we actually did a Pancapolis on, we recorded on Friday. Mm-hmm. It's basically like crypto 101, very surface level. Tim had a bunch of questions and I did my best to explain from whatever I know. And how I explained Ethereum on that pod, and I'll say it now, it's basically like the plumbing of the internet. So the Web 3.0 is going to be built on Ethereum. So imagine if you could own the internet, because in order to build on Ethereum, you have to buy Ether for gas, and that drives the price up. So there's
Got it.
obviously price speculation. I'm not going to sit here and tell you all this volume is because there's $1.4 trillion of economic productivity being built on Ethereum. So there's clearly price speculation, but there's enough that people are seeing that there's actually developers building on it.
Yeah.
And I think across all crypto, it's not even close how many developers are building on Ethereum versus other protocols.
Yeah.
Like right now, the race isn't close.
Yeah.
It could change, but right now it's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
More on
Well, there
Pink
you go.
Capitalist coming soon.
More on Pink Capitalist coming soon.
Either way, the volume is fucking bananas. Just
Yeah.
bananas.
Okay. Well, good for them. Okay. Here's one. We talked a lot about companies that exploded during quarantine during last year, and I would say some of them held strong, but some sort of had like a post-quarantine dive. And I don't know. I think in my mind, if I tried to think of the one company that would probably get the biggest boost from last year and then the biggest fall off, I probably wouldn't have even guessed this. It's too good. Clorox has absolutely plummeted.
Yeah.
Everyone's dirty again.
Yeah, this is what I don't understand. So
That's how I got this cold.
Clorox is saying that sales will go down this year. So I didn't expect it to continue to grow, but even their CEO said, we expected, this is at the beginning of this year, end of last year, a behavioral shift to cleanliness and disinfectant wipes and hand sanitizer and all the different products they sell.
We're back to dirty.
It's clearly not the case because I still, for example, I still use hand sanitizer quite every single day, but I don't see other people using it like they used to.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, I probably bought 20 bottles or whatever of the Clorox wipes in 2020, and in 2021,
F19.
haven't even seen one. Yeah, I don't even know. All the 20 are probably in a closet somewhere. Haven't even thought about it. I was wiping down my phone. I was wiping down my keyboard. I'm back to 2019 bacteria right now.
So for the purposes of COVID, that makes sense because it's an airborne disease. It doesn't live on surfaces. So that was debunked, I think, 4 to 5 months within COVID. Like, I know everyone was wiping down groceries. Everyone was doing
But it was
that
more of
March,
just
April.
the idea of cleanliness.
That didn't stick.
Yeah. That's what
Too much work.
Yeah.
Too much work.
So
If
people
you're
are,
telling me I don't have COVID particles on my groceries, fuck it.
so people are back to feces on their hands.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why everyone's sick. I'm not kidding.
I will say,
It's the feces variant.
I'm not
It's the
as...
BC variant because we all year had like these
So
untouched
shitty.
immune systems. Everything was Clorox, and now we have the shit variant, and everyone's got a cold.
I will say, I'm definitely not using hand sanitizer the way I used to, like 8 months ago, 10 months ago. But
Yeah.
I'm still using it.
I'm still using it. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I still keep one in my car that I use. I probably almost every time I get in my car.
Yeah.
Like when I see it at a restaurant, I'm just going to
Yeah.
dab up real quick.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, that habit might stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all the wipes, you're gonna pull something out, wipe it? No chance.
Yeah,
you know, wipe
yeah.
down your Postmates? Yeah, right.
I wonder if that's happening on planes still. Remember, like
I can guarantee it. No, it is not. And people are just coughing, and masks are off, and it's a mess.
Well, I saw the video of the guy who I was talking about earlier who harassed the flight attendant. They had to tape him down and
Yeah.
he
What happened?
said-
They taped him to his seat?
So it's a Frontier Airlines flight. I don't know the route. Anyways, apparently the guy fondled a flight attendant.
Fondled.
This is why he's drunk. This is what you're not doing that sober.
Right. And then, clearly they had to reprimand him. And he starts screaming and yelling, says his family is worth $2 million. And I guess he believes that's a pass.
And just to
I
clarify,
think he believes that's a lot of money. That's the scary part.
Yeah, not judging, but he was in coach, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Far back.
And
I mean, $2 million, that's a good SBA scam.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyone could have $2 million
Yeah.
now.
so this idiot then punches a flight attendant, and then he's completely out of control. They duct tape him to his seat. Like literally there's video of him just the tape going in circles around.
That's what kills me. I'm not kidding, when I got on the plane, because I haven't flown in the last year and a half, and when I got on the plane, I felt a little sketch, because I just felt like people are crazy right now. And what if there's a fight on the plane or whatever? And the thing that blows my mind is the lack of ways to deal with that on a plane. So like you're telling me that the best thing you have if people freak out is duct tape? And I go, fuck it. Patricia, head on back and try to take this guy down.
The guy that tried to fondle you 5 minutes ago.
And you're 30,000 feet in the air over like Arkansas and they're like, get it done, Rebecca.
And do you know what was really... Do you know who I actually am very disappointed is Frontier Airlines? They suspended the crew for duct taping him. What else are they supposed to do?
Oh my God.
This guy was nuts.
I think they should give them bats. If
Like
a passenger gets out of line, fucking break his legs.
Just the Mafia Airlines.
Yeah.
Uncle Vinny.
Think about
Uncle Vinny comes
this
down.
is in
Hey,
the
come
middle,
talk to you, wise guy.
in the middle of the air, you're fucking around, like fighting people,
know,
doing that.
man.
You could kill all these people. If
I
someone's
felt
legs
weird.
have to get broken to save 250 lives, fuck
Yeah.
it, break his leg.
We just need a bouncer. I just want a bouncer type character.
Yeah.
Like when I was getting on the plane, I've never had this thought before, but I thought, man, like all of these strangers and everyone's losing their shit lately.
Yeah.
And like, which one's going to lose their mind? And then there's nothing you can do about it.
We need air marshals, more air marshals.
Just give me one security guard like you do at a club.
Yeah, even just a big security guard could solve the problem. It needs to be someone that people are afraid of.
It's so interesting because we're 20 years removed from 9/11.
Yeah.
And I remember post 9/11, everyone was just scared on flights.
Yeah.
Like anyone stands up, they're like, whoa.
Whoa.
Are they, like, what's going to
Yeah.
happen? Like I remember feeling it. Everyone kind of look around anytime someone stood up. Now you're allowed to punch flight attendants.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You can grab their boobs, punch them, anything. All you worst they're going to do is get duct taped. It's crazy, man. It's so crazy.
And
Like,
he's going to sue them and win. I guarantee you.
People
That
are
kid?
fondling and fist fighting on airplanes. It is absurd.
F and F.
It's also like, how crazy are you? Look, obviously, anytime doing anything inappropriate is very wrong. But you're on a fucking plane, man. Like, you're going to get caught. You're not like,
Yeah, you
you're
can't
just
sneak
a
off.
psycho. Yeah, like if you're fighting or sexually harassing someone on a plane, you are like peak crazy.
And the problem is a lot of these instances, I'm completely making a generalization, the videos I see are happening on budget airlines.
Yeah, it does seem that way. I mean,
It feels very
does seem that
Spirit
way.
Frontier vibes.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean,
What's
people
going to
have been
happen
cramped in the house.
if we get to the point where we need a security guard on planes?
The prices will go through the roof.
Yeah, because you have to pay for that one seat.
Yeah.
But I would trade all day. How about this? I'll trade you all day. I get to keep my shoes on as a security guard on the plane.
Yeah, but
Why are we taking our shoes off?
I don't know.
What's not catch by the metal detector?
Wasn't that the whole like shoe bomber situation?
That
Was the whole reason.
That was one incident, and we still do it. Which, look, I get it. I'm down for the safety, but I would gladly trade you. I'd gladly trade you the whole front row as a security staff and up my ticket price a little bit. Just let me keep my shoes on.
I don't. Yeah,
Well,
I know.
TSA pre, you don't have to.
I saw a video the other day of a guy trying like banging on the door of the cockpit, and some like two random guys on the plane had to go like subdue him.
That's my worst nightmare.
That's scary.
Because here's the thing: if you run up and you start banging on the door of the cockpit, and you're like, "Fuck it, whatever," and I'm not saying on some like hijacking the plane. I'm just saying you're a psychopath. All that there is normally is like a team of 3 like female flight attendants to just like, all right, we got to try to figure this out. There's nothing.
Yeah, that's scary.
And
I need a
then
bouncer.
you're banking on some good Samaritans on the flight to get involved.
Yeah.
Like some big, strong dudes to just come over and handle it.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
bank that every flight has that.
Yeah.
You just have to hope that you got a freaking MMA guy on your flight.
Yeah.
Like, think about how far we've come. The flight that ended, that was supposedly aiming for the White House in 9/11, ended up crashing in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
In like open land. That was a group of like a Berkeley rugby player and 3 other guys. And the famous line is, "Let's roll."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
tried to stop it, and they ended up crashing it and saved the White House.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
now we have a guy fondling a flight attendant and punching.
Yes. It's absurd. And like you see all these videos, there's videos every week of people, even if you're not like, there's people just having full on freakouts
Yeah.
and like screaming, and they're like, "Ma'am, you have to calm down." And they're like, "Fuck you." Like there's like crazy shit all the time.
Yeah.
And there's no way to deal with it. It's kind of crazy. Like I think in 2021, we don't, thank God we don't have to worry as much about, or we haven't had to about like terrorism and hijacking flights and stuff like that. We just have to worry about the random rogue crazy person that just needs duct tape to the chair.
But that's alcohol induced. I know it is. It's definitely alcohol induced.
But don't you think everyone's just a little nuts?
Yeah, and you throw in 6 vodka.
I mean, when you walk through an airport terminal, people are drinking scotch at 6 a.m.
Yeah, everyone's getting hammered. And then they're getting ready to go fondle.
Oh my God. It's so absurd. And that poor woman, like, what are you going to do? There's no cops on the plane.
Nah.
Like,
That's why you should give them bats.
Are you telling me the same woman probably went up to the front of the plane and said, yo, this man just fondled me? And they said, well, here's some duct tape.
Good luck.
This is all we got. We have a couple plastic forks. Go take care of it. So crazy. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, let's end with we've been trying to tone down actually a little bit on the COVID stories because we realized we got a little COVID heavy. It's hard not to. But 2 quick stories that involve COVID. Tyson Foods is requiring vaccination because they had a lot of trouble with outbreaks of COVID-19. And also in that same kind of boat, New York City is really starting to get more and more heavy-handed with their proof of vaccination requests for different indoor settings. So there's this whole new thing. This is the new thing, I would say. If I had to pick one topic that is like, what is the new thing, COVID? It's this sort of like forced vaccination topic. And obviously people are very, very not taking it well. And then, I think a lot of people like us are like, yeah, please. Like I'd love to go to a restaurant and know that everyone there is vaccinated. But seems like a big struggle going on.
So this is, New York is mandatory for indoor settings. So indoor dining, entertainment venues, gyms. The mayor of New York is demanding that everyone who wants to participate in these activities must show proof of vaccination. But this does not exclude, you can eat outdoors though, if you're not vaccinated.
Okay.
So that's going to be funny in the winter. When you're like, yeah, table for 4, you guys vaccinated?
Like
no. And then it's like, okay, what is it, 14 degrees blizzard outside?
I like that. I'm sorry, but I like the idea of walking up to a restaurant and there's just people like the unvaccinated out there shivering over their pasta.
It's like the modern smoker. The modern smoker, specifically in New York City, when it's like brick winter and you see that like, like you can't.
I'm down for it. And it's like, you know what? Damn, they got to get their fix. I get it. If you're walking past the restaurant, you're like, damn, they're anti-vaxxers. Totally
so the
fine.
COVID testing thing that was kind of the thing that other countries are allowing, which is like, go get a test and you can come in. New York City is not allowing that.
Right. I think...
You said not allowing it?
No. You have to have a vaccination proof.
There isn't the other option for you.
Correct. And unfortunately... government was left no choice but to make these types of decisions. Because I know the libertarians will go crazy saying like government shouldn't be involved in this, but government's involved in everything. Government's a third, of US GDP, I think the government's a third of it. Or no, it's 50%, I think, of American GDP is government spend.
Yeah.
So government's already in our lives every day. Yeah. When the majority of people believe in this, I know you have like your fringe 30, 40, not fringe, but 30, 40%.
Half the country.
Half the country.
The fringe half.
The fringe half.
But we know the vaccine works. We know the only way we can't have a continuation of start and stop economies is if people are vaccinated and this thing doesn't mutate. What else is the government here to do? The government is... Go ahead.
I understand both sides. Well, I understand the fear of both sides. The one side is exactly your point, which I'll keep going back to the seatbelt reference. Why don't we freak out that we have to wear seatbelts?
Right.
I just don't get it. That is something that's purely put in place for our own safety, mandated by the government. We pay a fine if we don't do it. Why not? Well, why don't we fight that?
I think we should start stirring that up so people stop wearing seatbelts.
Yeah, I'm down.
Just stir it up and like, worry about your freedom.
Yeah, I'm down. And it's also, I think, once again, we reference it a lot, but I think on
so then like on airplanes, the guy, if you want to stand up on takeoff, stand up.
Yeah, you should be able to stand up. Why are you telling me to sit down on takeoff? If I want to fall to the back of the plane when the plane takes off and gets knocked out, I should be able to.
Experience I want.
You know what? Like the fondler, he should be standing up. Let me get fucking knocked out.
If you're unvaccinated on an airplane,
You have to stand up. You have to stand up.
Yeah. You all stand in the aisle. And just whatever happens.
You just tumble down.
Oh my God.
It's like dominoes. There goes the unvaccinated.
Guess what?
the other
If that idiot that was on the Frontier flight, he's for sure unvaxxed.
Yeah.
If he had to stand up on takeoff, there'd be no incident.
Yeah.
I agree, because he'd be in a pile on the back of the plane.
Yeah, he'd be knocked out.
But look, the other side is like it's sort of the like it's the precedent or the slippery slope fear or the whatever that the government can force you to get essentially a low-level medical procedure, and what that could lead
They already
to
do.
in the future.
Like if you want to do things and you have to for school, you have to get
Yeah,
vaccinated.
for college, you have to show proof of vaccines.
Yeah.
So I think colleges and schools could do that in the argument. I think in the argument, in most like rationally minded people, even with this argument, any school can do it. That's fine. It's when the government.
No, but here's what the mayor is saying. He's not saying you can't live in New York City if you're unvaccinated. He just said, if you want to have fun and fuck around with the rest of us, you got to be vaccinated. If not, you could still live in New York City and you can eat outside and you can go to the park. You could still live your life. You're just not welcome inside at Carbone. You need to go sit outside.
Yeah, you want to be inside. But this is the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not agreeing with it. I just think
But
that
it's
if
not
that same
government.
message, but I think if that same message came from Carbone and from all the business owners, it'd be like, well, a private business could do whatever they want. It's the fact that if it comes from the government, it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
But
Not
the government's
that.
not telling you to get vaccinated. It's not. They're not. They're just saying
I
if you want to
know.
participate in these activities, you could still be
But
unvaccinated.
think about how much the government has influence on our lives, period. And every time there's a crisis, unfortunately, at this scale, civil liberties are given up.
Yeah.
We did it in 9/11.
Yeah.
And you can make the moral argument what you should have given up and what you shouldn't. And obviously, Snowden was opened up like Pandora's box, but like that's in the near
agree.
term, unfortunately, the only way to get out of a crisis. The problem is the longer term.
I don't agree with the argument, and I'd love to hear it from someone who actually does. But I think, once again, I think on All In, I think the best comparison is smoking. If you want to smoke, you can. You can go do something that's detrimental to yourself, but you can't do it in restaurants, in a lot of apartment buildings.
That's what they're saying. It's the same exact thing, right?
Yeah.
He's just saying you don't need to live in New York City and be vaccinated. You don't have to be.
Yeah, because Florida's never going to do it.
Well, yeah, and by the way, you
Yeah, go
can
to
live in New York
Florida.
City. You can live in New York City. You
It's-
just don't get to go inside restaurants. That's
If
it.
you go to Florida, they don't even let you in with a vaccine pretty soon. So,
I'm unvaccinated. I'm like, yeah. Have you ever thought about moving?
yeah.
Yeah, because Florida's not going to do it.
Texas won't.
Texas won't do it. Alabama won't. Mississippi won't.
There's a lot of great states.
Georgia won't.
Yeah.
Warm. Go there.
Yeah.
I think that it's just going to be two different Americas in the
Yeah.
near term.
Yeah. Civil
I
War.
agree. Everyone just standing in the plane aisle.
When the flight to Florida, everyone's standing up.
Oh my, yeah, exactly. The whole plane, there's no seat.
Hitting each
Brace yourself.
Literally, the flights in and out of Florida just don't have seats in them. Okay. All right. Does anyone have anything before we close out that they've seen on social media that they feel like the world should know about?
No, I don't have anything.
I have mine. I only just one follow up from our last story. I don't think this happened when we recorded last episode, but the baby has apologized.
Uh-oh.
So it looks to me like a little too late. It looks very, written by the team, but he has caved. He fought the canceling very hard. Not recommended. But they put out like a formal apology. So I think he felt the pressure.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I
what happens
saw
to the baby.
I saw that he got canceled from some other concerts. Yeah, we'll have to see what his true, if any, other impact on his business will be.
Yeah, I think.
So I went and looked at Spotify just to see how many monthly listeners the baby has.
Mhm.
Put was 53 million. I think Kanye has like 32. I think
wow.
like Future has in the 20s or 30s. I mean,
Wow.
he is a big fucking star.
Yeah, I mean, I do know. I'm not saying what's right or wrong, but I do know that with music, we've seen in the past a hit song people can't help but listen to.
Yeah, I think music is very much like sports. You win, you do something great, people forget. It's just how the world works.
I mean, 2 months ago, I don't know what actually happened in the real story, but 2 or 3 months ago, we were talking about Tory Lanez shooting a fellow star, and it seems to me that he's back doing just as good as he ever has.
He's the one with the viral freestyle on TikTok, right?
Does he?
Yes.
21 Gats.
With Aiden Ross.
Yeah.
Aiden Ross, yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, he's bigger than ever.
Yeah.
He shot his girlfriend and he's bigger than ever.
I mean, allegedly, that's what they're saying. And it was
Which
like
would be
totally
far worse
canceled.
than what the baby did.
Yeah, and I'm so interested, as we talked about on the last episode, about the, like, how far do you dig into hip hop?
Rap. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot to find in there.
Yeah, once you peel that onion.
Gets
Yeah.
smelly.
It gets a little, you're gonna have a lot of lines to draw. Okay, anything else? On
Yeah.
anything?
Robinhood is on absolute fire.
Fire. Didn't I say it was undervalued?
What?
Robinhood's up 25% today on no news and up 7% in after hours.
Yeah.
So what causes that? Why do you go live to a dip and then a late burst?
Some fun must have came in.
Yeah.
I think it's Kathy Wood. Honestly, she's been pumping it up all week already. And then other fun. It's undervalued. It's 100%.
Shout out to a Kathy, you know?
Yeah.
Shout out to Kathy making big moves.
Yeah, I think people saw that number. I mean, we were talking about it last week. It felt undervalued.
It did.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious.
Maybe Vlad will be one of the richest.
Nah.
I don't know.
There's a peak on what this business can be.
We'll see.
Depends what they get into.
I mean,
you
they
probably would have said the same thing about Facebook.
sure. I just don't think Vlad is Mark Zuckerberg.
I absolutely agree. Okay, that's all we got.
Okay.
Anything we're missing? We got any shout outs? We got a very special shout out, huh?
Yeah, we know these interns get sensitive if we don't mention their birthdays.
Yeah.
What? When does that ever happen?
Yeah. These
That happened with-
22-year-olds
yeah,
have a lot of
22-year-olds.
emotions. Mm.
Yeah, we know Gen Z's quit
Z.
over birthdays.
Yeah, we got Gen Z's quit fleeing the office over not being recognized
Not being celebrated
on their birthdays.
on their birthdays. So Jason, aka the new guy, is turning 22.
22.
22.
Happy
Wow.
birthday.
I mean, wow, you are just a fresh young
Piece
buck.
of meat.
Yep. And I said it before, and I'll say it. Whoa. A little Frontier
Fucking
Airlines
Cuomo
there.
over here. D. Cuomo.
We know what airline D flies.
Frontier me.
Yeah, we also, we joked before. I joked. I'll take the blame before the episode about why Jason, has some very optimistic views about what's possible. I mean, the guy's 22 years old.
Yeah.
Anything could happen. I just realized how old we are when Anand said he hasn't been in banking for 17 years. So,
Yeah.
Jason's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, as they say, and nothing but opportunity in front of you, man. Very excited.
Yeah. Happy birthday. I think your mom wanted to give you a shout out.
Yeah, apparently she reached out to Kai on Instagram about that. But
Oh,
That's
Sweet.
awesome.
yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Drama. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate
Of
it, guys.
course.
What's
and
the
thank you,
plan?
Mom.
Work.
You're not going out?
No.
Did you end
Let
up
me
going?
ask you this. Oh, no, go ahead. Keep going.
No, I said, did you go out over the weekend to
I
celebrate?
went on Saturday because it was my day off. So I went back home and then had lunch with my family and then went to Boomers for some mini golf
Nice.
and went back to Poppy.
A place called
Oh, okay, so you celebrated.
Yeah.
I love that you celebrated at a place called Boomers. Jason, can I ask you for maybe the 2-sentence version of, we had the big conversation with Pete when he left. We've talked to you a little bit about this stuff on air, but the short version, at 22, you live in LA, you're surrounded by some good, hardworking, driven people. What is the strategy? What do you do? How do you make it?
I think that I'm in a great position and I'm very grateful for the opportunities presented in front of me by all of you guys and everybody here at the company and, Tim, everybody else. And so I'm just excited to get to work, keep working hard, and hopefully, good things can come from that.
Okay. I like that.
Sounds like he just got drafted and he's like, oh,
Yeah.
so, you're on the worst team in the league. What do you think about that? I just want to put my head down, work, get to work, and then win some championships.
I mean, to be honest, that's probably what Giannis said like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It worked out for him.
Yeah, it worked out. All right, good stuff. Any other shout outs?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
Go
we have
ahead.
several shout outs.
Okay.
So we have one from Haley Stevenson. She says, I wanted to shout out myself as a day one group chat listener.
Nice.
It was my 30th birthday a couple weeks ago, and even though I hinted to all my friends that my favorite podcast does birthday shout outs for the last few months, no one took the hint.
Wow.
Thanks to getting more driven by listening to group chat, I started my own consulting business during the pandemic that has taken off, as well as switched careers to healthcare analyst from a retail manager. And she also just landed a big promotion this month. And on top of that, she says she started running with your first challenge last year.
Nice.
Now is a daily runner, down 30 pounds from where she started. And she can't thank you guys enough
Wow.
for getting her through last year. Even Tim sending much love and asking Dee to take a shot for her.
Nice.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Shout out to you. You deserve that shout out. Screw
definitely.
your friends.
Yeah.
We also have a shout out from Caitlin Hoffman, writing in a personal shout out on the eve of my 30th birthday. So tomorrow, fellow Leo, shout out. Recent female listener from Seattle who has binged a concerning amount of episodes in the last week, 14 episodes.
Nice.
And she says, shout out to the TikTok algorithm for the connection.
Wow.
Oh, good.
Ooh, yeah, we're gaining new listeners.
Yes.
I mean,
like that.
everyone I know has been like, oh, I saw you on TikTok.
Yeah, everyone keeps telling me, like, every time I open it up, you guys are
Yeah.
TikToking.
Yeah, we're TikTokers.
That's amazing.
Okay.
And then
What else?
we have another shout out from Brandon Myers. He says, shout out for myself, turning the big 30 tomorrow as well. I need y'all's best advice for the next decade. I'm a regional director for a business management company, and although I'm very well compensated, I find myself feeling a bit soulless and unfulfilled at times. My wife thinks I'm crazy, but I'm always trying to add more to my plate by picking up more side hustles and doing a lot of pro bono work for friends and other small companies. Often turns my brain to a mess and not sure where to go from here. Do you guys have any advice?
Yeah, actually, I have a lot of advice because I think a lot of people I have a lot of friends who have like great jobs, do very well, and feel unfulfilled. And it makes them want to go become an entrepreneur, and it makes them want to go try all these different things. The reality is, entrepreneurship is painfully difficult. Sure, there's a lot of upside. And if you're up for it, and depending on the stage of life you're at, you can take that risk. If not, there are other ways to be fulfilled. I think it's like understanding what that is. So in many cases, finding a hobby, surrounding yourself with better people, and you will get that. I think a lot of people become complacent as they get older in life and don't want to reinvent themselves, reinvent their personality or get interested in other things. It takes effort to be fulfilled. It just doesn't happen. So even if you went and jumped into entrepreneurship, that doesn't mean you're going to be fulfilled. It just means you're going to be working your ass off with the hopes that there's some payday or pot of gold at the end. So I think if you want to be fulfilled, you can do that while still working at a job and use that as resources for you to go live a really full life.
Great answer.
Yeah, that's a
Great
great
advice.
answer. My advice is pretty much the exact same. I would say use the safety that you have from a job with a good income to find out what fulfills you. And then if what fulfills you is not that job and you now have a new plan, then take the leap and go do it. But you have the comfort of a job to figure it out.
Yeah.
But like Dee said, it might be, it might take some real effort. You're not going to be like, oh, I'm going to start a business and all of a sudden I'm so fulfilled. Sometimes it's one of the most unfulfilling things, to run a business, even if you love it. There's certain days.
Yeah. And if you're an entrepreneur, you should be starting a company because you see a clear market for whatever problem you're solving, not for the sake of being an entrepreneur.
Yeah, good point.
Unless
Look at
that's
us.
what you want, the freedom, right?
Yeah,
Some
but I don't
people
think
just want
I
the
still don't
freedom.
think- that's like saying I want to start a business to get rich.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good reason to start. Some people do it and it does work. But
I'm not saying
you
it's a
should
good
see,
reason. I think a lot of people start entrepreneurship because I don't want to work for anybody.
but I
more
think
so
those
than they have a
people
good
get
idea.
screwed.
Those
I think
people don't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think those people make it.
Yeah.
I don't want a boss, so I'm going to be my own boss. And you realize like you just have 7 other bosses.
Yeah, everyone's your boss now.
Yeah, now all your employees are your boss.
And every vendor is a boss.
Yeah. I think those people have a tough time. I think find something that really fulfills you first, and then if you need to take the leap, take it.
All right.
Get a bag. Find your bag.
Go produce the morning show.
Yeah.
I think we should maybe do an advice segment every now and then.
Yeah.
I think people like it.
I like it.
Okay, is that it?
That's it.
Okay, that's it. That's all we got. Guys, thank you so much. We will be back on Thursday. Yeah, that's it. Go catch a bag. Go catch a vaccine.
Get a vaccine. Or you
Get
can't
bags.
come
Get a bag.
to restaurants.
Bye-bye.
Peace.